Hi, everyone, and welcome to Storytime with Tamaryn. I'm keeping an eye on everything to see if you do comment and see if I can read your comments. It would be super helpful if you could let me know that it's okay. At the moment, I can see there's people watching anyway. That's the main thing. I hope you're all right, guys. We are in week. That's a big microphone you have. Yes, it is. It's yeah, it is. It's dead profesh. Um, so we are in week. I can't believe it. Week 6. How are you all doing? How is everyone? How are your sanity levels? I want to know. I need to know how you're doing. I've minimized my box now because it keeps doing weird skipping, but it looks like it's okay your end. Otherwise, you would have let me know. So fingers crossed the Ethernet cable is fine. Very professional. Well, Mark, I try. You know what? We got to learn fast because the world has been a changing. I want to give some love out to everybody. I'm sort of focused at the moment on, I'm alone. But whether you're alone or not, this is, hey, Nat, how you doing, babe? Whether you're alone or not, you're going through massive upheaval in some way, big challenges. And it's just been a lot of time now. We're on the 6th week. And I just think we need to give each other a bit of love. Even if I don't know you, it's just like, hey, we're dealing with a big thing right now. So well done to everyone, however you're getting through it. Yeah, I'm sort of ready now to see some human beings that I know. It's starting to just irritate me more than anything. Like, I'm okay. I haven't been very upset, but I haven't seen anyone I know for the whole time now. And obviously I've been on Zoom and all the rest of it, but I haven't been around anyone for 5 whole weeks. And I'm just hoping that the end is sort of coming, but I just wish that we would hear some kind of, not concrete plan. I'm not asking for a concrete plan. I would just like to know ideas that are being floated by the government. I think we deserve that. I think we deserve that sort of level of respect, just to be kept in the loop. But obviously at the moment that's asking too much, but however, we've got B&Q are open, and apparently now KFC has opened or is about to open at the end of the month. So things are looking up, guys. But hopefully it's a sign that some businesses will start opening. I don't know. Fingers crossed anyway, just to have some sense of normality. It doesn't have to be I don't want it to 100% go back to how it was, but I don't know. It's just the not knowing, isn't it? No one telling you anything. And then all the news stories that are all just speculation. Oh, anyway, I've said my piece. This is story time. It's not Tamaryn rants down the internet time just because I've got a fancy microphone. Gosh, dear. Anyway, this story time today is actually a bit of a segue into a new story time format that I'm going to be going for, hopefully really, really soon. I'll tell you more about it later, but hence why this book is a non-fiction book. It's not exactly science. It's this little guy, or girl, should I say, which my mum got me for Christmas, little Prezi, which I have never looked at. Sorry, Mum. And you know what? Now is a great time to open it with you guys and to share some wisdom. I think something nice and relaxing. But yeah, I just want to say, if you're not in the mood for that and you just don't want to hear wise things, then I completely understand. The internet is full of people telling each other what to do, and it can be absolutely exhausting. And I've definitely felt that. So if you're not on the vibe, you're not on the vibe, man. Don't worry about it. Anyway, this is A Daily Dose of Women's Wisdom by Dr. Chritiane Northrup. Chritiane Northrup. I'm going to read you, which I would never normally do, but I'm going to read you the preface. Preface? Preface. Yeah. Getting your daily dose of women's wisdom by reading one or more of these quotes every day can become an important part of your healthcare. Why? Because what you pay attention to expands. In a world in which women are taught to focus on all the things that can go wrong with their bodies, here is your solution. A daily reminder about everything that can go right. And the more you focus on what you can go right, and the more you focus on what can go right and why, the healthier you will become. I'm so sorry, I'm a bit brain dead. Not working for 4 weeks and being alone, I'm just grateful that I can stand up. Anyway, this isn't just some fluffy idea. It is the way your brain and body are designed to work. There is a part of the brain stem known as the reticular activating system, RAS, that takes what you focus on and creates a filter for it, screening out what's not important and enhancing what is. This happens automatically. It is why, when you decide that you like a certain kind of car, for example, and spend a bit of time learning more about it, you start to see that car everywhere. Or when you learn a new word you've never heard before, you start hearing it everywhere. When you begin your day with a dose of the women's wisdom found in this book, your reticular activating system will begin to go to work on your behalf. You will start to observe and experience your body and its processes in a different way. You will begin to trust your body and its processes, becoming far more likely to experience everything that is going right with your body. Because of the spell that is contained in uplifting words and thoughts, you will find it much easier to tap into the innate wisdom that lives in your cells. Think of your daily dose of women's wisdom as both a nutrient to enhance your health and an immunization against negativity. And most of all, enjoy taking in the ideas contained here. They are the result of nearly 4 decades of experience on the front lines of women's health as an obstetrician and gynecologist physician, and all have stood the test of time. Dr. Chritiane Northrup. So there you go. And of course, I don't think this is just for women. Wouldn't want to be sexist. Anyway, thought it was important to read that. What we focus on expands. And apparently it's proven by science. So there you go. So what I'm going to do, I think, with this book is I'm just going to flip to a random page and read it. And I'm totally on the comments. I'm not looking at me because it keeps doing a weird flicker thing. And if you have anything to say on that page or it makes you think about anything that you'd like to share, please write it in the comments because I'd like to hear your opinion. As much as I love hearing my own voice, be nice to have a bit more of a combo today. Okay. I'll start with the first one though. You are an ever-renewing, ever-changing, ever-growing being, born with an inner guidance that helps you create and maintain vibrant health and happiness. You are an ever-renewing, ever-changing, ever-growing being, born with an inner guidance that helps you create and maintain vibrant health and happiness. Yes. Yeah, we learnt actually in the sciencey book that I read, A Short History of Nearly Everything, about cells, about what is in a cell. There's so much in a cell, and how they die and they replace themselves, and you are a newly formed being within a few months because of all the cells that are breaking down and being renewed. So that's, I think that's always very encouraging. We can go through these difficult times and then we can come out completely renewed on the other side, physically as well as mentally, like actually your body. Your body was created to move toward the people, places, things, and work that bring you the most joy and pleasure. You're designed to move away from what brings you sadness, fear, and anger. In other words, your body works better in states of joy and anticipation. It doesn't work well when you're feeling bad or don't like what you're doing. I wonder how much we are, I don't know, if for those that aren't working like me, I can only speak from my point of view. It's a really weird thing because I've got all the time in the world to do things that I like. So that's been really good. But I don't know, too much time to focus maybe on things that you shouldn't be focusing on. And yeah, there's a lot of things that I miss that bring me joy. I guess it's a bit of both really with the isolation thing. Please do comment. I want to know what you're thinking. Okay. When both you and your partner commit to taking 100% responsibility for your roles in your relationship, you can create magic. This is exciting and very beneficial for your health. On the other hand, it's also possible for one person to change the dynamics of a relationship in a positive way. Well, I'm sorry, but I have zero to report on this. I can't talk about a relationship. I'm so on my own. Well, I suppose, no, that's not true. Why am I, okay, yes, it says your partner, but maybe we should broaden this out, people. Some of us are painfully single. Some of us only have our plants and our teddy bears for partnership. And actually, relationship can be applied to any relationship, can't it? And sometimes, I don't know about you, but for me, in this lockdown situation, my most intense relationship is with my mother. And I suppose most of the time it is anyway. So I can apply that to me. God, I can't imagine. How are you guys doing in relationships? It must be so intense. Even if you do get on really well, like, yeah, I think it's really important to just be able to voice if you need space. And that's what I would be doing. I'd be like, I need space, y'all. Let me have some space. Yeah. And that's true. Both of you should take responsibility and all that jazz, but one of you can make a difference too. But I think that's almost dangerous wording because I don't think it's not on that one person, is it? If you're that one that always wants to do the work and wants to try and you're not getting anything back, that's a no. That's I don't know, I'm trying to think of a song. Go on now, go, walk out the door. Except they can't, can they? Because you're in isolation. So that's why my heart goes out to you guys if you're working through any relationship issues. Enough of that page. Okay. Oh, look. The bond between mother and child is the most intimate one in human experience. Love, welcome, and receptivity at the beginning of life greatly enhance a child's health and happiness throughout her lifetime. Fortunately, it's always possible to remother and love oneself unconditionally at any age, thereby enhancing health and well-being. Yeah, man. I'm very, very lucky to have an amazing relationship with my mother. Um, I'm so, so grateful for that. She's so silly. But yeah, I think after a certain age, you've got to really just get that love from yourself, haven't you, before anyone else? And mothers have to love their kids. That's the rule. You don't have to love yourself. So if you really do love yourself, then that's tip top, I reckon. Oh, this is fun. I like flipping through the pages like this. Okay. It is essential for your health to find a few things every day that you really appreciate. You can choose mundane things, your shoes, the face of a good friend, even a clean bathroom in a gas station, petrol station. The more you appreciate, the more you'll attract good things into your life, including optimal health. Well, yeah. I mean, how much is it really woo-woo and, hippie science to say that the better you feel, the better your health is going to be? I wonder if we've moved away from that now, of judging it like that, and whether us Westerners are in general accepting and seeing and feeling the connection between how we feel, our energy, and our physical state. I mean, it's a no-brainer for me, but some people aren't quite on that vibe yet, I don't think. I don't know. Yeah, you can choose mundane things. Well, at the moment, I mean, mundane is the way forward, isn't it? Mundane things. I mean, is it? Yeah, just looking at the light hitting the leaves of the trees outside, thinking, oh, that's mundane, but it's nice. And I'm like, is it mundane? It's actually very majestic and beautiful. But I think in isolation, the little things become bigger and more beautiful as we have more time to look at them, don't we? I wonder what else I find mundane but appreciate. My house plants, I love my house plants. I mean, they're not mundane. Mundane to me seems quite a negative word, but they're everyday, I suppose, because they're always there. But I still like looking at them every day, making sure they're all right. I have a prayer plant, and I love him because he goes really wide in the day, like all his big, branches are like this, and then at night he goes to sleep and closes up. And I like watching that every day and evening. Ooh. Intuition is the direct perception of truth or fact, independent of any reasoning process. Your inner guidance responds to your own or another's energy field through intuition, an ability you were born with. You were probably highly intuitive as a young girl or boy, and you can remember and strengthen your intuitive intelligence through conscious, consistent use. Ooh. Right. Oh, I've missed your comments because I wasn't scrolling. Look, I'm learning as I go, okay? Hi, Ben. Yes, the lights do make it a little bit more exciting, don't they? Um, especially at nighttime. Also, there's like a rave setting. Wait, that's quite sweet. But there is like yeah, that's the one. when I'm on my Zoom parties and I want to get going, then I jazz up the place. Natalie, lol, rant away, Tam. Oh, I will. The thing is, like, who's going to stop me? The only person who's going to stop me is either Mark Zuckerberg turning off my Facebook or me. So, yeah. Oh, well, yep, single. Lights behind you. So last year, I'm sorry, I don't agree at all. Mark, I love story time. Women's wisdom is very intuitive, really makes me stop and think. That's nice. Thank you for listening, Mark, and everybody. Yes, intuition, eh? Well, I had to learn about my intuition really the hard way. Sorry, ex-boyfriend, but I mean, I literally went against my intuition for over a year. I felt down, sad the whole time, basically. Didn't really see it, but it was affecting my everyday life. Wasn't doing anything, which is a kind of a sign of depression, isn't it? Where you just don't do anything. Yeah, easily upset, all that kind of stuff. And it took a long time for me to realize that that was my body telling me that something wasn't right. And when I kind of made the decision to end that relationship, the happiness came flooding back. So that's like really taught me now, like if I'm feeling really bad about something, to address it, I guess. Like, it doesn't mean that you can't make it right. It doesn't mean that it's like a closed book and that's the conclusion. But yeah, you gotta take action. Yeah. Trusting my intuition is a daily challenge for me. Yeah, it's not easy. I mean, like, I know, but us Westerners are in our heads, aren't we? That's why yoga is new to us, and all these like physical practices. Like, I'm doing ecstatic dance now to just like get out of my head and get into my body, and it's really powerful stuff. And the more we can do, the better, I think, because the mind is amazing, but it's not our only sense. It's not our only way of making decisions. And yeah, when you feel that gut feeling, that's a real thing. And some people say that your gut is your second brain, and that your gut is communicating with your brain all the time, telling it how to feel. So if you have a gut feeling, that's something that well, we've all got to, I'll gotta listen to, see. I don't want to be too close to the mic. Sorry if I'm shouting. When your motivation for doing something comes from a positive place, you'll find a deep well of physical energy within you to sustain your efforts. I'll say it again. When your motivation for doing something comes from a positive place, you'll find a deep well of physical energy within you to sustain your efforts. I nearly got it right that time. If I'm recording an audiobook, I can just keep going until I get it right. So there's more pressure this way. Yeah, has anyone felt that, where you do something and it actually gives you energy? Love that. Love that feeling. When I do these lives, whether I'm reading a story or doing this kind of content, it gives me energy. I leave this and I'm like, okay, what next? And then I'm on my own again. Like, I don't know what to do now. That's probably when I should go for a run or something, because I'm all like hyped from kind of performing. But yeah, those are the things. If they make you, they're the thing. That's your calling, isn't it? When you get energized by something, you leave on a high. You're in a place. Love that feeling. Hopefully you're getting that feeling sometimes at home from doing things. Do you think a silver lining, amongst the difficultness of this, is a lot of people might have the chance to try new things. They might have the chance to try something, even if they don't do very well at it, they just try something and enjoy it, that they would never have done otherwise. And I think that's really cool. And because I actually believe that a lot of us are carrying talents and gifts, that we don't know about. we just haven't discovered because we've been too busy working and paying rent and getting on with life and having kids or whatever, working towards that promotion or whatever it is. And I really hope that we discover some things that we're good at because we deserve to enjoy ourselves. Yeah. Yes, wonderful feeling when you gain energy for the things you love. Yeah. It's like double gift, isn't it? To do something you love and you feel amazing. And you have more energy for everyone around you. And yeah. Lovely. How are we doing? Okay. Nah. Okay. Okay. No matter what has happened in your life, you have the power to change what that event means to you and thus change your experience, both emotionally and physically. Therein lies your power to heal. So, no matter what has happened to you, it's a big statement, isn't it? Because some people have had really, really big, horrific things happen to them. So that's tough. But yes, we do have the choice to change what it means to us, reframe it, step out of the pain that it's caused us and see what else it can teach us, etc., etc. It's very true. I wonder, maybe not for people that have kids, okay? Like some people might be more busy and have less time to think, but this does give you a lot of time to think in general, I think. As for me, and I learned the other day, some people don't have an inner monologue, right? They don't actually think, they can't hear themselves saying stuff. So when they read a book, they don't say it in their head. I didn't realize that. I do. So sometimes if I've got a lot of time on my own, a lot of quiet time, I'll replay conversations or things where I've mucked up or whatever it is, or just imagine what people think of me. And I think there's a lot of that going on. But it's also a chance to reframe those times and see what one can learn and get out of it. It's important. Otherwise, you'll just keep, letting it, drag you down. And it is a choice, isn't it? Yeah. The one next to it says, a good therapist should be like a midwife, standing by while you give birth to the best in you. A good therapist should be like a midwife, standing by while you give birth to the best in you. Yeah, that's the ultimate, isn't it? You do the work yourself, really. They just kind of enable it, but like any healer, I don't have anything to say about that. Apart from therapy is great, and also if you are really, it's quite tough, which would be very normal. Online therapy can be great. I don't think you need to be in the room with a person. I had some therapy on Skype, and it was great. I didn't need to go there and spend more on a face-to-face session. So maybe if you're, wanting to do therapy and you're wondering, I would say, online while we're all at home, it's great. It's really good to talk. So go for it. All right, half 4. I'm going to do the last one. Make it a good one. Oh, these are quite negative, but I'm going to go for it anyway. Know that depression is anger turned inward. When you allow yourself to feel your anger, resentment, and disappointment, your energy is mobilized, and you'll find that you're on your way to better health. Have the courage to feel uncomfortable emotions so that you may release them when it's time. Mm. Yeah, I lived with a nurse once, and he was talking about like if you don't move a lot, um, all that adrenaline in your body that should be used up gets stored in your brain, and that can cause depression. So I thought that was really interesting. And I'm sure there's way more to it than that. And I know that there are different levels of depression as well. Some people, you can't just say, like, feel your anger and you'll be fine. There's like a longer process going on there. But I do agree with this to a certain extent, though. I don't think there's a one size fits all. But I think for a lot of us right now who might be feeling like I've definitely had bed days during this, and I definitely haven't exercised enough. So I think there's a link there. I think like also that physical release of releasing anger and resentment and disappointment in this, like we're all feeling, I'm sure, levels of anger and disappointment. I finally made some plans for this summer after like years of saving and trying to sort my life out. And it's hard. It's hard. And yeah, anger at being on my own. Yeah. And that's right. I agree with that. Like though, if you don't let out those feelings somehow, they just sink. They'll just stay in your body. And then yeah, I can see why that depression is secondary to anger and upset. Yeah, disappointment. Yeah. I don't know. Do you agree? What do you think? Like I say, it's a complicated thing, isn't it? Some people have had depression for years, and it's a different process to maybe if we're having feelings of depression in this time and we're not normally feeling that. But yeah, I think in general, making sure you're moving every day is really important, and enjoying your exercise as well. Like, isn't that such a big part of it? Like, I go for a run sometimes because my body's like, can you please move? Ooh. So I'll go for a run, and it's all right. And I come back and I can feel the adrenaline, and it's good. I feel proud of myself, whatever. But it's not the same as dancing. If I go to like Morning Gloryville's parties or ecstatic dance or whatever, or literally just sit and dance around the living room here and really go for it, that for me is joyful exercise movement. Um, that's the best kind of exercise for me. I think we all like have the time now to find a type of exercise that we actually enjoy. Seen some cheeky people in the park playing cricket with each other, but they might live together. And I've seen some people playing tennis. Oh, I wish I could play tennis right now. That would be nice. Natalie, last few reads were powerful. I have been guilty of holding on to some painful memories and almost brandishing them as badges. It's so important to release. Ongoing process. Yeah, and it's never going to stop, is it? There's always going to be new things that happen and needing to release. And yeah, I think we do sometimes wear our scars as badges. We're almost proud to talk about the heartache or, things that have happened to us. And ultimately, as hard as it is, I feel like I need to let some stuff go to be more open to good stuff happening. Very Sheklo. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder. Dance for me is the best medicine, but I've also been doing a little bit of yoga, not enough, but I do enjoy it, and I always feel really happy afterwards that I've done it. It's just the motivation, isn't it? You got to motivate yourself. Yeah, but I guess feeling good is a very good motivation. It definitely set my day up right today. I've been so lazy. I've been treating this whole lockdown like Christmas, eating whatever, no one's watching, can do what I want. And it's all right up to a point. But yeah, today, Monday, decided to enjoy exercising a bit more. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to stop the readings there. Exercise is a literal lifesaver. Mind and body are one. Yes, they are. There's no separation. The mind keeps the body going, doesn't it? And the body keeps the mind going because the stomach talks to the brain. It's all like all symbiosis. Is that the right word? Constantly connecting, constantly in communication. Yeah, it's definitely an ongoing thing for me, looking after my health. I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. So this is not me being preachy. I'm reading from her and just musing. So I hope that's okay. But it's a lovely little book. There's loads and loads of stuff in there. A Daily Dose of Women's Wisdom by Dr. Chritiane Northrup. And maybe one for the bathroom. You just sit down, have a little read. Don't know. Cute book. Yeah. So thanks so much for being here with me today. It's always really nice to be with you all. I hope that you've had a good start to the week. I hope that we get some news soon. I hope that we just hear. I don't know what you guys want. Maybe you don't want your kids to go back to school, but I feel like kids should go back to school maybe, or the younger part of the population should be going back to work a little bit. I don't know. Like, obviously, that's just me. I just want to see us not locked down for too much longer, because I don't think I don't know. I get into muddy waters with this. I'm not going to give my opinion. I keep it to myself. I'll be diplomatic. I'll keep to story time. So, story time is evolving all the time because I'm always having new ideas. I've written in the about section here, the email that I've created, storytimewithtamaryn@outlook.com. If you have written anything, or your kids have written anything, and you'd like me to read it out for story time, I can do that on Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 6:30. But I'm also starting a new kind of it's basically like a little chat show, which I'll be streaming live. And it is storytelling, but it's our stories, and it's about future storytelling. So it's all about the law of attraction. It's all about using this time of being sat around and not going anywhere to think about what happens next, how we want our lives to be, and empowering ourselves with that. Because I think often we're just waiting for the news and waiting to be told stuff, and actually we also do create our lives, and I think we need to remember that. And I want to remember that, so that's why I'm doing it. And I'm going to be talking to really interesting people that I know who are into the law of attraction. I have a scientist friend, I have a life coach friend, I have a kind of fashion exec friend over in Dubai. Lots of different types of people that live with the law of attraction as a kind of guiding tool. And what we're going to be doing is talking about the law of attraction, talking about kind of how you can maintain that practice within lockdown, when it is super difficult sometimes to be positive, and who can be positive all the time. And also then we're going to have a section on future storytelling. So we're both going to share what we want to see in our lives, and be really open and honest about that, and really visualize it, and yeah, talk about it, and also about what we want to see globally in the world, and just bring some positivity to the internet, because that's what I'd like to do. So yeah, hopefully we'll be starting that little future storytelling soon. But yeah, that's all from me today. I hope you are all well. And if you're not well right now, I hope that you are doing okay, and I hope you get better soon. And yeah, maybe I'll see you tomorrow. All right, lots of love, guys.